he left an overturned kayak and his life jacket behind to make it seem like he had drowned. Then he had an e-bike nearby. He paddled a child-sized inflatable boat back to land and then rode that e-bike 70 miles through the night to Madison, Wisconsin. Just because you clean some cookies off your laptop don't mean that bad boy is clear. But people out there, if you're in a marriage or in a relationship, you don't want to be with that person anymore, you can just have a conversation. Now, we've heard of this before, people faking their death to get out of a marriage, but this story was just a little bit different. So what did Ryan do? Ryan staged his disappearance about a year ago, August 11th, 2024, during a kayaking trip on the Green Lake in Wisconsin, USA. He sent final text to his wife, promising to return to shore soon and telling her that he loved her. Then he vanished. So what he did was he told his wife, hey, look, baby, I'm going to go out there and check out these northern lights. Just let you know I'm going to be home a little late. But, you ain't got to wait up for me. But I just want to let you know that I love you. I'm just going to check out these northern lights. They're going to look beautiful at night. All right, baby, I love you too. Be careful. That was a text message exchange. I'm paraphrasing. But that's basically what they said. I'm not paraphrasing that much. I put the little hip hop in it. I put a little bass and a little Luther Vandross, little Barry White in it. But that's basically what they were saying to each other. Then he vanished. She wakes up the next morning. He's not home. She's texting, where you at? He ain't there. So after a few hours, she called the police. Like, he was out there at the lake going to see the northern lights. He ain't come home. He ain't answering his texts. We need to find him. So let me tell y'all what he did. He deliberately capsized his kayak offshore and left an overturned kayak and his life jacket behind to make it seem like he had drowned and make it seem like it was credible. Then he had an e-bike nearby. He paddled a child-sized inflatable boat back to land and then rode that e-bike 70 miles through the night to Madison, Wisconsin. From Madison, he boarded a bus to Detroit, crossed into the Canadian border into Canada, and ultimately flew to Georgia, not Georgia, the country Georgia, to meet a woman that he had been conversing with online, that he fell in love with. Her name was Katiana. Now, they said she was from Uzbekistan. They said she was from Ukraine. Whichever one. He fell in love with Kat. Both literally and figuratively. He fell in love with Kat. Look at what this man did. He faked his own death pretending that he had drowned. He rode an e-bike 70 miles. Look, I used to ride bikes all the time, right? Riding pedal bike, riding 30 miles is tough. You got to be in shape to do that. Now, he got an e-bike, but the e-bike's charge goes for only so long. You got to pedal, okay? You got to pedal. This dude traveled 70 miles, took a bus to Detroit, crossed over to Canada. I forgot the next thing. Took a flight to Georgia. From Canada, took a flight to Georgia, right? He had been prepared for months. He didn't change his email. He inquired about moving money to foreign banks. He bought himself a new passport. He cleaned up his browser history. He even took out a $375,000 life insurance policy. All to get away from this marriage. Now, once again, I can say there are easier ways to get out of the marriage. Before I go into how he got caught, he gave an explanation after he got caught. I'll tell you how he got caught in a minute, but he gave an explanation afterwards. And what he said was that he just felt distant at home, that he felt distant from his wife and his kids. He was like, yo, I like to do all these things, all these activities. My kids don't want to do nothing with me. Case in point, when none of his kids with him to go out there to see the Northern Lights kayaking. Now, I'm not a big fan of kayaking. I'm not a big fan of getting in the lakes because lakes are dirty and disgusting. And I'm not a big fan of kayaking because them bad boys can flip over and you can fall in the lake. I know some people go swimming in lakes. That ain't gonna be me. That's some dirty water. I'm not going to swim in no lake. Okay, that's just me. But if he had a boat, even if it was a paddle boat, if he had a boat to go out there and see the Northern Lights, I'd do that in a minute. That seemed dope. I'll go out there with you, daddy. You know, if that was one of his kids, I'll go out there with you, daddy. Can we get a 6-pack on the way or bring some tequila? That sounds like a dope time to see the Northern Lights. Oh, that sounds like a dope time. But he's saying, like, look, my kids don't like doing none of the stuff that I like to do. I'm out here by myself, raw dogging life. My wife don't even want to do the things that I do. I feel lost at home. I get online and Kat out here in Georgia talking about she want to be with me, talking about that I'm funny, talking about that, you know, I have interesting things to say, giving me some attention. That's basically the reason why he said that he went all the way to Georgia. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, not Georgia, USA, Georgia, the country. So how did he get caught? Because he went through all this stuff. I mean, my man cleared his browser history. Wasn't that good enough? He got himself a new passport. He got that e-bike, rode his 70 miles to get away. Okay. Went into Canada, took a flight from Canada to Georgia. He actually landed in Paris first and then found his way into Georgia. Right? He went through all that. How could the plan go wrong? Well, police and volunteers searched for his body for weeks using boats, sonar, and divers, but found nothing. Why? Because he wasn't there. By October 2024, authorities had noticed Canadian law enforcement checked Ryan's passports days after his disappearance, raising alarms. So they out there looking for a body, don't find nobody. Don't find nobody. So they just doing little hits all over the place. Maybe, you know, somebody stole his ID or credit card or something like that. Maybe it wasn't, you know, an accidental. Maybe something happened. Maybe this isn't, you know, a simple death. Maybe it's a homicide. We got to do more investigating. You know, good policing. Good policing. And when they did this, they found out, yo, his passport got checked in Canada after he disappeared. We need to look into this. So investigators discovered his online communications with Kat and obtained forensic evidence from his laptop that he was alive overseas. See, this is the thing that people don't get. Just because you clean some cookies off your laptop, don't mean that bad boy is clear. You know what? You can legitimately wipe computers, but you need to get it professionally done. He didn't get his computer professionally wiped. So they found all his communication with Kat and found out all his search history of him, you know, looking for ways and banks to transfer money and things like that and looking up areas. And he out there planning picnics in Georgia and stuff like that. I'm exaggerating. He probably didn't do that, but maybe he did. Right. And they were able to obtain that forensic evidence from off his laptop. The Green Lake County Sheriff's Office established contact with Ryan via a Russian-speaking woman who was probably Kat, who they thought was probably Kat, and even sent police a video confirming he was safe. With persistent detective work, including tracking digital trails and appealing to his sense of responsibility, he returned willingly to Wisconsin in December 2024. Ryan pleaded no contest to obstruction an officer and was sentenced to 89 days in jail, equal to the number of days he was missing, in order to pay $30,000 in restitution because they didn't spend $50,000 searching for him because they thought he had drowned. And this was all because he wanted to leave his wife and live in Georgia with Kat. Now he could still go back. And I told you that after he came forward, he returned willingly and pled guilty in no contest. You know, they was like, yo, man, like, why you do all this? Like, why did you do all this? And he's like, yo, look, feel like I wasn't getting love. Felt like I wasn't getting love. And I found me a woman that, wanted to, wanted to, love on me. He basically became a passport bro. He's just a cabinet maker from Watertown, Wisconsin, and like going and looking at the northern lights at the lake. I met a woman from Georgia who is either Uzbekistan or Ukrainian, and fell in love and went all the way out there. And they was together. This is one of them crazy times where it wasn't a catfish, because that catfish episode would be absolutely crazy. I wonder if he did all that and he went out there, and it was a dude named Gerald. He was British and just had moved to Georgia and was like, I thought you fell in love with my personality, not my body. That would be a crazy catfish. That should be a skit. Either Dave Chappelle or Key and Peele could do that, but that would be funny as hell. But my man felt lonely. Now, that don't give you no reason to go through all of this, because even if your kids don't want to do no activities with you, that don't mean that they don't love you. So you're going to fake your own death. You thought you was better off. You thought they was better off with you faking your death and moving to Georgia with your boo. All right, well, you can still do that. Oh, by the way, Emily, his wife, divorcing his ass. It didn't take her long. It didn't take her long. She filed for divorce 4 months after him returning, which I guess is what he wanted, right? So he gonna get what he want. After he pay that $30,000 restitution and spend that 89 days in jail, he can go right back to Georgia and go be with Kat, if that's what he want to do. But people out there, if you're in a marriage or in a relationship, you don't want to be with that person anymore, you could just have a conversation. It's really not that difficult. It's a conversation. Better than avoiding it. Better get that truth out there. Hey, look, I just had to do it a couple of months ago. Hey, look, I don't think that this is working out. I think you're a great person, but I don't think this is going to work out. I feel strongly that this isn't going to work out long term, not in a romantic capacity. Maybe we could still be friends, but in a romantic capacity, this just will not work out. And I feel like it's best to go ahead and address that now than try to carry on just because we enjoy each other's company. Because enjoying each other's company isn't enough.
Join the conversation and follow the Unsolicited Perspectives podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio podcasts.